Mike, is there any one thing that you've seen over the past few weeks that jumps out to you about why the defense played so much better?
Well, we've talked about this since the bowl game, and I got asked a question on the teleconference this morning that I think it started in our bowl game last year when we played Indiana, who had had success on offense and their quarterback was active, and they had a first-round pick at wideout, and our defense played very well. I think they developed some confidence in that game, and then they really performed well in the off season, in spring ball and in the summer. I mean, they kind of stayed together. I think they have a better feel for what Coach Beck's trying to accomplish from an X's and O's standpoint. And I don't think you can disregard the guys that we brought in. You hate to really extend yourself, but we almost hit a home run with our junior college takes last year because they've given us some depth and some speed and some maturity, but also they've been great kids. I mean, they've done a nice job here and been in class and everything, and they haven't been a distraction at all with the team. And when you get that many coming in at once, it can flow with the team. It's just worked out well for us, and I think all those things have contributed to their success.
Zach said he bumped into Dez this morning, and Dez said to him, "I can't wait for practice today." And Zach said that's kind of unusual for Dez to say something like that. Is it a concern at all with all the Texas guys and knowing how big this is that maybe some of those guys maybe get too high, or how do you worry about protecting against that?
I don't know. You know, we get asked that question all the time now, and it's almost like, John Rhodey asked me, how do you try to keep your team intact and not looking ahead? And nowadays, I think they kind of do what they want to do, and you try to keep them focused for 2 hours at practice. I've been looking for Dez for 2 days. I'd like for him to have told him to stop by and see us. We had some things to go over with him. We haven't seen him in 2 days, so. But I'm sure he'll be there at 3 o'clock. So.
Mike, because of the way your defense played against Chase Daniel and the way they played this past week, how confident are you that they can slow Colt the way he's been playing?
Well, you'd like to slow him down some. It's like when we played Missouri, that question come up a lot, and I don't think that you're going to just all of a sudden put the brakes on an offense that's having as much success as they are. I guess it's happened before. You'd like to slow them down some. You'd like to be disruptive. You'd like to force turnovers. You'd like to tip the ball and try to break the momentum. But they're going to make some plays. I mean, they got good players. They've got some skill, and they're going to make some plays. And I think that we have to be physical and try to match them.
Coach, the last 2 weeks, Texas has played how important is control the ball?
Well, we always feel like it's important to be balanced. We take a lot of pride in being balanced. Now, there's some games over the last few years that some teams have done a nice job of taking one or the other away, or we haven't had as good a game plan as we would have liked to once we look back and evaluated our scheme. But we think it's important to be able to run the ball and throw the ball. And I've said this many times, just in our opinion. I mean, you can take away one or the other if you want to. But hopefully if they try to take away one, that we have enough in the other to move the ball and score points.
With 98 and 99 on their defensive line, being disruptive forces, is this the biggest challenge for that offense?
Now you're calling out numbers. That's a good move on your
part. One guy's name.
Well, and that's good. I understand numbers. You're good. They're very good. They're very good. They're effective going up the field and locking their arms up, and they're picking up these tackles and pushing them back in the quarterback's face. 99, the guy in the middle, is the guy that's really playing well this year. He's very, very active in chasing the ball. And I mean, 44, 2, 11. These guys can play 38. They're good players.
Speaking of numbers, 98,000, how do you get your team ready to play in front of a crowd that big, and how rowdy is a Texas crowd?
I haven't been there since there's been 98,000. I'm going to guess it's probably pretty loud. But I would like to think that our team has matured enough that where once they get in the game and get going and get settled down, that they can perform and play effectively. I'm sure that that they'll be excited for the game, and their fans will be into it. But that's part of it. You play on the road. It's the way it is.
Coach, you're obviously big on the history of the program. It's the first time you're ever playing a #1 team where you yourselves are ranked in the top 10. Have you given any thought that this might be the biggest game in school history?
No, I was unaware of that statistic till you just fired that out at me. And I've said this, I think they're all big games, and people say, well, how can it be a big game? Because when you play teams that people don't think are in your league and you don't play well against them at times, it doesn't come across as well to the public, the people involved, or the players. So they're all big games. And Texas is very deserving of the #1 ranking in the country, in my opinion, the way they performed. And so I think our players are certainly aware of that. They'll accept the challenge. I think they'll prepare well this week, and I think they'll play hard on Saturday.
Zach said he's going to have chills this Saturday. You think you might have the same stepping out there Saturday?
I've not had many chills. I've been nervous before. No, I just go with the flow,
Back to the crowd, do you see or has communication at all been a problem this year? You've only been on the road a couple of times, and I think you thought maybe Seattle and that stadium was the loudest.
Seattle was very loud, Seattle. We had communication problems up there, yes.
How do you correct that, or what do you do in practice this week to try and ensure that doesn't become a problem Saturday?
I can ask those guys to not be so loud.
I don't think that one will work.
Or I'm not sure how we would correct that. And I'm being sarcastic, but we have ways to communicate with hand signals, and obviously our players have to really be in tune to our game plan and have a good feel for what we're doing. It's going to be loud. I mean, it's okay. I mean, but I think our players just have to stay focused on what we're trying to accomplish, and understand our plan will help a lot.
Have you broke out your best of the 80s?
No.
Music yet?
No. We were working on a new speaker system, and for the longest time we couldn't use it. And so I'm not sure if they're allowing us to use it yet.